I, Sil Arkoth, scholar of the Windy Tomes and proud member of the awe-inspiring standards, despite my reluctance, have somehow managed to become Sil Arkoth's top authority on the dwarven history of the North. I choose to believe it is due to my years of dedicated study and hard work. However, I must entertain the fact that the previous authorities were a drunken bard song and a dusty old notebook filled with spelling errors blurred by mead stains. Humbling. So it would seem fitting that I, Sil Arkoth, would compile this collection of accounts of the founding of Udibkegeth, Syrupholds. The events leading up to the founding of Syrupholds are well documented, by me, in my earlier works. The fall of the Syrups of Onslaught, and the rise of Shen Rootercrystals to the position of king. With no holdings to rule over, Shem gathered up a small group of surviving Syrups and directed them to settle on the western slopes of the escorted Tooth. There, they were to build a grand fortress, one that would shine like a beacon to attract the remaining Syrups in the land, one that would stand in defiance against the goblins to the south and the mischievous elves to the north, one that would remind the encroaching southern dwarves that the Syrups still hold the North lands. The story of Syrupholds is a story filled with brave dwarvish heroes, immortalized through statues and engravings, a story of masterworks of unparalleled craftsmanship, and a story of a dwarven fortress that stood strong against seemingly impossible odds. But it is also a story of tragedy, misery, war, and the stuff of nightmares. Mostly those latter things. Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Dwarf Fortress. Welcome back to the world of Sil Arkoth and the Syrups of Onslaught. The Syrups of Onslaught is a dwarven civilization that we've been following for a bit in the previous series, and we are going to continue that on. If you're interested, there is a link in the description. I don't think it's going to be necessary to follow along what we're going to be doing in this playthrough. However, I know some of you really like that sort of thing. And if I know this game at all, I'm sure some details of those previous playthroughs are going to show up. So the story thus far, the Syrups of Onslaught, the civilization these dwarves belong to, are part of the northern lands up here, this northern island up here. And they've had quite a hard time over the past 125 years. And we've been kind of following along the story. There was a dwarf, a single dwarf, that really has kind of inspired trying to pull these dwarves together. And this is going to be their first fortress. We're over here in this area. We have a little bit of a stream over here to the right-hand side. And over on the left-hand side, we have a little bit of a hillside coming up. I think I'm going to want to settle like on that area. So that's where we're looking. Now, the dwarf the dwarf of the previous series has done a little bit of work down here in his adventure mode series, and we actually have a little structure down here that has a lot of the artifacts. These are some of his notable kills: Slack of Diamond Tax, Bury Parchot. These are rocks and forgotten beasts that he has cleared out through the land. And we have some artifacts in here, and also some of them got kind of scattered around a little bit. We have a steel spear right here. Usheng which is Monster Slayer. This is Shen's steel spear. And up here a ways, I found his steel shield, Usheng Gugug. Which translates to Monster Banes. These are his weapons, and we have a lot of artifacts from our current king of the Syrups of Onslaught. So yeah, we are getting started here. We have a small band here of military dwarves. These 5 down here have a little bit of martial training. We also have a metalsmith and a farmer. We have a lot of picks. We have a lot of food. We have a lot of drinks. We need to get digging. So my initial thoughts are this little shelf that shows up right here, I think is where we want to go first. I'm going to go ahead and designate some of these trees for removal, just to sort of get them out of the way and get a little bit of wood coming our way. Actually, let's not do it that far, so we prioritize these on the top. And let's just kind of smooth this area out a bit. We'll do something like that, and that'll kind of make like a little tower there. Let's go ahead and smooth this area out a bit, because I think what I want to do is get the entrance of our fortress coming in this area right here. We'll build like a little trade hall and stuff over here, and then we can get our staircase going down over here and take it down, and we'll do it fortress style. And then eventually we could wall off these shelves up here, these hills, and get some above ground structures going as well, because I like to do above ground structures, and there was a point at which you didn't want to do that because they wouldn't get cleaned by the dwarves, and you just accumulate big giant piles of vomit. However, it appears that that is not the case anymore. All right, let's go and get this menu up so that doesn't flip around, and let's get our dwarves to work. All right, that's going to smooth this out a little bit. It looks like we do have some metal ore here. This is hematite. That is a very good thing. That means that in our sedimentary layer here, we have rock salt. Anything else? Borax? I don't think those are anything to write home about other than the hematite. But yeah, that'll get smoothed out to right here, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, so we need to come in an additional level to make that an even number, and that's going to, is this going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4? We can go ahead and smooth that out too. I don't know what that little nub's going to be, but it's there, and it's within our count here of items. So, or within our count here of the structure. It's nice and uniform, so we'll go ahead and pull that out. All right, so that looks good. Let's go ahead and, yeah, I want to dig in, like right in this area. And this will be our main fortress entrance. And I want to do this fortress with circles, I believe. So something like this, I believe. Let's see, we can go ahead and just and finish this guy out. Yeah, like that right there. And I like to do a little bit of columning here from time to time. Is that going to be like that, right? There we go. That's my pattern. All right. There. All right, and I think I want to kind of take this shape throughout the fortress and kind of build off of it. I have gone ahead and saved a macro of this shape. Let's go ahead and hold that. I can do that with Control L, and I have this one right here. That is our circle. And if I play that macro, yeah. All right. I just wanted to do it at first, just to see how that macro is built. And let's see, we want to start from right there and go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so if we want to build this right here, we're going to go 1, jump, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Very nice. And we'll do our, let's see, I'm going to keep this an up-down staircase so that we'll eventually have access to the top. But this will be our main staircase coming down. And this right here will be where we build our trade hall. All right, I think I want to just go ahead and get some of this stuff all planned out. So let's, actually, I don't want to do that. I want to set up a staircase going down here. And I just want to take it down like several levels, maybe like that far, so we can get kind of a cross section of our stones that we have available. And I want to X out the middle so we get a little extra engraving space. This looks good for now. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that out and let our dwarves get busy digging that out. I do want to go ahead and get through the sedimentary layers here so that we get access to all of the hematite. We can just basically strip mine that out without it affecting any of our other area. We've got a little straggler right there. And do we want to go ahead and take this back so that it gets kind of in a line there? Is that going to conflict down here? It is not. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and leave that as well. All right, and I'm just going to go ahead and order some of these areas here to just be cleaned up of the ramps. And just get that all nice and cleaned up. And give our miners a little bit of skill, because right now we don't have any skilled miners. They are all mostly just military dwarves. I don't see any reason to bring. Mining is one of those things. I do it so much in the beginning that it's not really that big of a deal to get the dwarves really skilled up very quickly. Domas Akiramost is our expedition leader. He is a military dwarf that he's got a pretty level head on his shoulders. I feel. I finished some work. I'm very satisfied. Yes, very much so. Very poor creativity, but he has an iron will, a great feel for the surrounding space, and a natural inclination toward language and a good kinesthetic sense. Seems like a very good expedition leader to me. As far as animals and things like that, I brought some hens, I brought some pigs, I brought some cats, I brought some dogs, and it looks like our animals that we got were a donkey and a yak bull. I bring basically 6 picks because I want everybody that I just, all you need to do in the beginning is just dig stuff out, and that's what these guys are going to do. And then I bring an axe so that somebody can go chop down some trees. And speaking of chopping down some trees, it looks like our axeman here, who is Dusum Distant Earthen, which I believe, is our metalsmith, not doing a whole lot, so we could give him or her something to do. And just chop some of these trees down. Because they will be needed much later. How's everything looking here? Pretty good. Yeah, this is going to be a nice little trading area, I believe. And we'll set up a bridge to be built down here. The trade depot will go right here. And the fortress proper will be built off of this main staircase coming down. What do we have? Just rock salt and borax. I believe there should be fluxstone. I may be mistaken, but I believe that is a true statement. If it is not, we'll run into some issues, I guess, with making steel. But the focus of this, I think, is we're in a bad spot. We're in a very bad spot. Our civilization is all but gone. We're basically it. There's a small party of folks with Shen Rootercrystals, and they are up in the Elven Lands right now, seemingly negotiating peace or something like that. Down here, we have two goblin civilizations, the Sin of Twigs, which we're at war with, and the other one is the Strapping Thief, which we're also at war with. And we have all of these fortresses right here are abandoned or conquered. We've got this one here. We've got Bridge Splashed here. It is currently under the control of the Sons of Twigs. And our fortress is right here. So we're pretty much surrounded. We are in a bad spot. And then you have the very common issues that we run into with an early fortress in this version. Things like werewolves. And we do have forgotten beasts and things like that in the area that we're going to have to be concerned about as well. Let's follow this on down and just kind of see. Yeah, looks like we got some hematite here, and it looks like the stone is shifted over here. Nope, that's borax. Okay, it's here, slate. All right, so we can go ahead and start building the fortress proper, probably in this area. Maybe go down just a little bit further. Cassiterite, I just saw an announcement on that, I believe. I believe that is the ore of tin that we need, so that means that we could make bronze. Should we need to. I mean, we've got iron. I believe iron is actually better than bronze, but bronze is better than copper, so it may be one of those things that we don't even need to worry about. All right, so this looks all good. It looks like we're going to want to reserve these layers up here for mining. And maybe we can start building the fortress at this level. All right, so what do we want to do here? I'm going to go kind of typical in this playthrough, I think. Typical for Kitch. I want to leave a space up here. For storage items, for stuff that we're going to be trading. Let's see. I want to get kind of like a little standard area set up here. I will expand the stairs out a little bit into a little bit of a circle. And put a door right there, and we could use our circle macro at this point to finish this out. And I think it was 1 jump and then 4. Very nice. The macros are very, very nice. I didn't really use them much in the beginning. I think that's it. Yes. We go up and then back 3 and that way and then back 3. All right. There's our circles right there, and I believe that is going to be the basis for the fortress. I'm going to go ahead and cut these off so this stuff doesn't get dug out. I don't want to dig out everything, just the major things. And then I want 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I want to start this as the main level. Of everything. So I want a circle there. Another circle there. One there. One there. And I want to expand this down a little bit. Maybe something like that? No. No, 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 no. Not right at all. That's not correct either. I want to kind of make it in, this down here will be our dining area. And let's see, I cut into this one right here. Let's fix that. And I want to kind of do like an 8 pattern. Maybe that far? Is that gonna work? I think I want to take it an additional level down. Is that going to be enough space? I think I actually brought it up one. Let's try it right there. Yeah, I think I like that shape a little bit better. It seems a little bit rounded. And can we put like some columns in the corners there? What does that look like? Yeah, I think that works. And we'll make an up-down staircase in the middle of it, and we can continue on making, this will be like the kitchen area. And then we'll want one up here that is like a food storage area. And then I want to go up one. And this would be like an animal storage area. And I think what I would like to do is see if we can't... can we make this work, but keep it within the same circuit confines? Because I want to make, like, several little different areas here. Yeah, I think something like this would work. All right, and that's still within the circle, but it's like circles in the circle. And I think these are going to be big enough to do things like animal pens for our pigs and for our chickens. I think I went a little bit too far there. Yeah, that'll be a good start right there. And then we can take this on up. What are we looking at here? And hopefully we could reach some soil. It doesn't look like we're going to have soil here, but it looks like there may be some, like, down in that area. You're going to be a problem. If we keep that walled off, I think that will actually work out. And we can maybe round that off and make it look nice. Because these are just going to be storage areas, so they don't need to be perfectly sized. And I want to try to keep the paths a one-way path. It's kind of something that I do with Dwarf Fortress, is try to keep all of the paths like one single line. So to get into this room here, there's only one approach to it. There's not multiple different approaches. You have to enter through, I'd probably put in an entrance right here. It comes from the old days of Dwarf Fortress, where I once read something about pathing issues and how to optimize those. And I don't know if it's true or not, but it's something that I continue to do. So yeah, let's do something like maybe this area right here. And we'll turn on, we'll turn this into, and we'll just kind of dig. Well, this will be our seed storage area, and we'll dig this way and hope that we run into some soil. I'm sure it'll be fine. All right, so we've got an entrance for our trade hall. We've got a main entrance and staircase that goes down. This will be storage areas for things, for trade goods that we bring in and are going to send out. We have an area for chickens and pigs. We have a food storage area. We have a kitchen and still area, dining hall, and these over to the left here. We're going to need like a dormitory. We're going to need a hospital. We're going to need a temple, library, things like that. And we'll fit those into the circles around these areas. Another thing that I'm thinking about, let's do something like that, just strictly for decorative purposes, is making some of these multi-Z levels. So even though this is like the dining hall here, maybe taking it down a couple of extra levels. I've never really done multi-Z level rooms before, and we're trying to make a grand fortress here. That seems like it's pretty grand. So that might be something that we look into doing, at least for like the dining hall and maybe like the temple even. I don't know that it adds room value or anything like that, or the dwarves get a better experience out of a multi-Z level room. But hey, you know, let's go ahead and give it a shot. All right, so I've got only the things connected that lead to like the food storage areas, which is one of those things I want to prioritize fairly quickly. So let's go ahead and we'll unpause, and we will let the dwarves get to work, get that stuff dug out. And then we can continue on our quest to attract the syrups of the land into this fortress. And I want to very quickly go into looking into getting a military up and running. It's usually one of those things that I wait for, but I want to kind of get to that a little bit quicker, because I think we're going to get some interesting visitors here very, very quickly. And we are going to need a military for a lot of the plans that the Syrups have going forward. But thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode, where I may go ahead and plan out some things and move time a little bit forward. But we will see what we need to do to get the rest of this fort set up. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.